Hey guys,
It's Mouse and Mermaid here.
welcome back to the channel.
We just got back, when we're filming this, about a month ago from Disney World.
Yeah, we like to take our time and not produce content.
Floop wants to join the video too.
Everyone say hi to Zeus. You can't see him because he's very dark.
Pepe. He'll probably be hopping in and out of the video.
Yeah, he kind of just does what he wants. He's 4 pounds to do whatever I want.
So exciting, this is our first video that we've filmed together in our house.
Yeah, since we moved into the new place. This is our first haul video together too, isn't it?
We did one a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry guys, misinformation.
So we're gonna dive right in and share all of the awesome stuff that we got this June in Disney World. So first we're gonna start with all of the pins we got in Disney.
It's pretty much all I buy when I go down there is pins because I just know I won't use any of the other stuff.
He bought other stuff besides pins.
Like what?
I guess you'll see. So first up, 2 of the It's a Small World mystery pin boxes. It is different characters saying hello and goodbye in the different languages from the different countries in It's a Small World. So we'll be doing this in an unboxing video so you can actually see what pins we got inside.
So I'm not an avid pin collector by any means, but I do think that Disney pins are really cool, and I have a couple of collections going, one being my favorite rides. I have another one for the resorts that I've stayed at, and then I have another for just different miscellaneous places that I like Disney Springs. I also have one for all the parks. So parks and then the miscellaneous little places like Disney Springs, Trader Sam's, stuff like that. So the first one that we'll dive into, Splash Mountain is without a doubt my favorite ride to ride with Pauline. I believe it's one of the first rides we ever rode together when I first went to Disney with her. So I have this I Conquered Splash Mountain pin. It's pretty cool. It's got Brer Rabbit and a couple of other pals on the actual log ride, looking pretty terrified going down. And at the bottom it says, "I rarely got wet." I'm actually just noticing that little,
So
feature right now. That one's pretty cool. I also got this really cool rock and roller coaster pin that's shaped like a guitar. Rock and roller coaster is obviously one of my favorite rides. I really enjoy the thrill type rides. I got this one for Kali River Rapids. I'm sorry, it's not fitting into its pin backer properly, so it's kind of moving around. But the neat thing about this one, and I'll show it to you up close, is this Mickey Mouse's ride actually goes up and down. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That one's probably my favorite of the ride pins you got.
It's Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse riding it. And although I enjoy Kali River Rapids, no, Pauline and her family do not. So I was not able to go
I like it.
Well, every time I wanted to go on it, you didn't like it. So
This is what I think about Kali River Rapids. In June, when we went, it was warm and also very muggy, and it rained a lot. So the last thing I wanted to do was get more wet when I was dry.
okay. Next up, we have the one of the 2 Disney's Expedition Everest pins that I got this last time, and this one's pretty cool. It's kind of like a yarn finish almost,
It's like a backpack patch.
Yeah, like a backpack patch. It's like a patch, but it's actually on a pin, and it's pretty cool. And then another one of my absolute favorites for many different reasons is I got the Harambe Kilimanjaro Safaris pin. It's a pretty cool enamel pin, and it's got a stenciling of the actual ride vehicle against a background of what appears to be some of the Swahili shields that are displayed in Animal Kingdom Lodge.
It's the wildlife reserve I think it's their like emblem.
Harambe Wildlife Reserve, Kilimanjaro Safaris. Yeah. That's, and then the third one that I think is the most cool, I'm not going to pretend like I'm on the up and up for pin releases. I happen to be in Animal Kingdom on a Tuesday when they released the new limited edition pins, and Expedition Everest is my favorite ride it's my second favorite ride in Animal Kingdom. My first favorite's Kilimanjaro Safaris, but my actual favorite ride as in a coaster is Expedition Everest, and they released this limited edition 2019 Magic of Honor, whatever that means, pin. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking. It's also very heavy. It feels like a quality pin. I think it was quality made. It was a little expensive. It was $17.99, but I really truly love Expedition Everest, so I felt as though it was worth it. It's going to make a great addition to my collection. This is a limited edition of 2000.
Oh, that's cool.
Limited edition of 2000, folks. And that is the end of my ride pins, and now we will segue into my resort pins that I got. And this is an idea that I've had, but I've never really capitalized on it until recently, until this past trip actually. So the first one I'm going to show you is where we actually stayed this past trip, which was Port Orleans Riverside, which was absolutely beautiful. It was so hot, so I didn't really get a chance to explore the resort as much as I would have liked to, but it was very quiet, very well laid out. It was, it felt like you were far away from the chaos of like the main pool area, but it wasn't a very long walk, so everything was pretty centrally located. I really liked the layout of the resort, and I guess Tiana is gracing the front of this enamel pin. She's the focal point there, little Princess Tiana.
And I think you got that pin in our Disney like white elephant trade, right?
So what we do is, whenever we go, the five of us, which is us, Pauline's parents, and her brother, we all get to pick a restaurant that we want to go to. And Pauline's brother, Jimmy, always picks the same restaurant. He enjoys consistency, which is, it's just part of his personality. He picks Tokyo Dining every time, and it's become a tradition that when we go to dinner at Tokyo Dining for Jimmy's pick, Jimmy is the head guy in charge of being a fan of pin trading in this family group. He's been doing it longer than anyone, and he has more pins than any of us combined. So he thought it'd be fun if we did like a white elephant exchange type thing when we go to dinner there, and he kind of knew that I was after this pin, so he went out and bought it, because he knew that I would choose it. And again, that's the Tiana pin. That's how I got that. And then my least favorite resort that I've ever stayed at,
oh no,
but a cool pin nonetheless. And not that, I love the fact that I got to go to Disney. However, this style of resort that's focused at families with a lot of kids is not really my setting. I enjoy peace and quiet. It's just part of my personality. So the Art of Animation wasn't necessarily my favorite place in the world, but it was still a pretty cool resort. It was really well themed. I liked all the big overblown sculptures. The food court was an adventure. The gift shop was cool. But that's Art of Animation. And then my favorite resort, because I can't be negative about everything all the time, my favorite resort that I've ever stayed at is Disney's Caribbean Beach. And here we have Mickey Mouse just chilling.
It's a good pin. I like the blues. He's
sitting in a hammock sipping a
pineapple drink.
Well, we all know what that's from. If you got it from the bar outside of Ohana.
The Lapu Lapu.
Yeah.
But they don't have those at CDR.
Mickey's having a Lapu Lapu, enjoying an adult beverage. He deserves it. He's, celebrating his 90th birthday. He's old enough to drink. And then the last pin that I got is kind of like a miscellaneous pin. It's going to go in with my collection for the parks. I've got a pretty extensive collection of pins that are attributed to the different parks. I've also got some Disney Springs pins, and my favorite bar that I've ever been in on Disney property is Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, and I managed to find this. I believe we were at Disney Springs at the round pin trading building, and I saw it and loved it and grabbed it.
It's a cool pin. Of course I love gold, so.
Yeah. And that's the end of my pin purchases from this past trip.
Yay! And to segue into my pins, we got a pin from my mom for both me and Phil. So this is the couple from Up in their younger years, and they got married because we got married this year, and she wanted to celebrate that for us. So it's a cute little pin-on-pin design. All right, and then into my pins. So I saw this beautiful Ariel pin. It's a rack pin, but it has Ariel here, the princess with her castle, and it's got some beautiful glitter detail. It has gold metal, and Ariel looks really pretty on this pin. Sometimes they mess up the princesses' faces, but I felt like this whole series was a really good set. And with that, I had to get Jasmine as well, because she's also another collection I've started to gather. So again, Jasmine here, it looks like Cinderella's castle behind her, not Jasmine's castle, but I guess whatever. And again, beautiful glitter detail. Her face looks great, and it's a nice pretty blue color.
Jasmine didn't really have a castle. Her dad had a castle. She just lived in it.
Well, in the new film, it turns into her castle, so. The next one, this is the pin that I got in our white elephant. It is a Small World pin. Yay. And it's really colorful. It says, a smile means happiness and friendship. And it says, it's a small world on the bottom. It's got the beautiful clock and just so many colors on here, very bright and cheerful. And then if you can maybe see, probably can't see, but right above our heads, we're sitting on our couch in our family room, and we kind of have a sort of like tiki room meets the Poly meets Trader Sam's low-key vibes in here. We have a lot of work to do still for decorating the house, but we're starting to kind of curate and gather stuff. But one of the things, rather than having like one big pin board, at least for me, I've kind of spread the pins out to have like a little pin board in each room, sort of themed to that. So this was a pin that I saw that I thought would go perfect in our living room here. I see family room, Phil says it's the living room, so. But this is Pua and Hey Hey, and they're kind of in this like little medallion sort of thing with some hibiscus flowers, and they're just looking really cute.
Love Pua. Pua's the best.
And then this is a pin that I have seen online a lot and just always wanted for the past couple of years when I started, well, I guess the past year since I started pin trading on Facebook. But it is Minnie and Mickey on the teacups. And it says whoosh, and it has the little lanterns. It definitely maybe is more Disneyland teacups than Disney World, but it's still really cute, and it has some great glitter detail on there as well.
I didn't see the teacups when I was in Disneyland earlier this year, so I can't confirm or deny that.
I'm pretty sure there's no covering versus Disney World. There's sort of the covering. On top of the pins we purchased, we also were very strategic, more so than ever, in gathering some pins that we could trade while in the parks, and I think we did a pretty good job of trading some pins. Now I will say some of these are definitely scrappers, fake pins, whatever, but we liked them so much that we just wanted to get them. So Phil, you want to show yours first?
I did not do a good job of pin trading. When I'm in Disney, stopping to look at anything is the least of my concerns. If I'm actively looking for pins, fine, but I probably walked by 100 pin boards and just didn't even think about it. So I'm not that great at that. So it turns out I only did 2 trades, I guess. This is the one that Pauline did for me. She traded one of her pins, and it is Mickey Mouse American Legend. on a red, white, and blue shield, which I think is great because he is an American legend, and I'm super into anything patriotic or red, white, and blue. Next one is one that I can definitely confirm that I traded for, 100%.
You totally did.
And I don't know what Pauline means by scrappers. All of mine are genuine Disney trading pin pins. But here's a Maui that I got. I think is pretty cool. Maui's pretty great. And then the third one that I traded for, just because I'm really into Disney transportation. Then again, I'm like a 10-year-old boy at heart. I like trains and trucks and buses and planes. We have a little Disney transportation ferry boat that I thought was really cool.
It's the friendship boat from Epcot.
Yeah.
Alright, and so the pins I got that I traded for are this awesome Ariel pin, which to be honest, it might have this pin, but in the event that I didn't have it, I traded it just to be really, really sure. Because I can always trade it online if I already have it. It is Ariel, and it's got the gold backer, and she's in a heart-shaped crest.
Crest.
Crest. And speaking of Ariel pins, here is another little green Ariel pin. It looks like Ariel is in a gem here, and it is a hidden Mickey pin. Moving on to the last Ariel pin that I got. This is kind of like this little bar pin, and it says Ariel on it. And it has just her eyes, and it is another hidden Mickey pin. So moving on from Ariel to green colored pins, which I'm hoping to display in the room we're sitting in right now. I got this awesome little Mickey line pin, and it is Mickey Mouse shaped, but it has the little lime citrus thing inside. Then I got this little pennant flag that says Walt Disney World on it. It is another hidden Mickey pin.
I'll trade you for that.
Phil already wants it.
I've got a couple of those in different colors.
Alright, and then this one was really exciting to get. It is a Maui hidden Mickey pin, and this hidden Mickey pin came out very recently in the parks. When I was at the pin store in Disney Springs, it was on display as one of the current hidden Mickey pins that the cast members would have. So it is Maui with his hook pulling in the mountains. Then some other fruit related pins. We have this hidden Mickey strawberry pin. Very cute. It's a strawberry with Mickey ears, and the little hidden Mickey is right in the center there. And this is another one that I've been eyeing and I really wanted, but it is the watermelon hidden Mickey pin. And instead of the seeds in the watermelon, they're little Mickeys. Very cute. And last but certainly not least, I have two Minnie Mouse pins. So the first one is this old school looking, but actually it may be kind of the current designs for Minnie Mouse. And she has her hand on her hips and is just looking really cute. Little
She's sassy.
flower.
She's like, I've got a pot on my head, deal with it.
Yeah, she has like a flower coming out of her hat. Cute. And then the last one is beautiful Minnie Mouse with her kitten Figaro, and they are in a heart, love and life. I feel like Zeus's spirit Disney animal is Figaro, even though Zeus is a dog.
I feel like Zeus's Disney animal spirit is baby Pegasus. That's just me though.
That's true also.
Baby Pegasus is all over the place, super mischievous, breaks a lot of stuff. It sounds like Zeus.
Yeah.
Making messes.
And the last thing, it's not a pin, it's a button, but it would be a good way to segue out of our pins.
So something that we always do, and you may want to consider, and we're not here to preach, but something that's very important to us both personally is Disney's Conservation Fund for their animal research out in the wild, and also for their zoological contributions to different zoos all around the globe. Disney spearheads a lot of the different campaigns for distributing animals that they have in their, I don't want to say it callously, but in their stock to other zoos around the world, so that other people get a chance to see animals they'll never get to see in the wild, and they may not necessarily have the chance to see in captivity. So Disney does a lot for animals and for zoos.
And for growth.
Yeah, and for wildlife just in general. So consider giving to Disney's Conservation Fund. Donations start at $1.
Yay! So we got this cute little pin that has a sea turtle on it.